Come to order, please. The notice requirements of the Open Public Meetings Act for this meeting have been satisfied. A copy of the annual meeting notice was sent to the press, Dow Beach Current, posted on the bulletin board in the municipal building, on the municipal website, filed in the office of the municipal clerk. Will you please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance? Attention, salute.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Joan, call the roll, please.
Mayor Becker.
Here.
Commissioner Amadeo.
Here.
Commissioner Blumberg.
For the record, Commissioner Blumberg is driving his two daughters to college and is not in attendance.
We have before us the minutes of our meetings on August the 4th. What is your pleasure?
I would move.
I second.
Mayor Becker.
Yes.
Commissioner Amadeo.
Yes.
At this time, we'll open for public comment, 3 minutes on any subject at all. Is there any public comment? Steve will probably never talk to me.
I have two things. At Steve Water, 103 North Sumner Avenue. I have two issues I'd like to discuss. Number one, revisiting the beach block parking. I think that should be thought about carefully by the commissioners, the mayor and the commissioners. How much is that beach block parking going to benefit the average citizens in Margate? I wonder. You got a lot of people that are residents, they live in the 200 block north. They don't drive to park at the beach. They take their whatever, they have carts and all, and they walk to the beach. I think a lot of the people that park on the beach are from Northfield, Linwood, what have you. So it might just benefit the people, the offshore people. And I discussed this with some other members of the Concerned Citizen group, and a lot of the locals don't go to the beach until 3, 4 o'clock in the afternoon. I think possibly a compromise would be to allow a certain amount of beach block parking at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, okay? So that way the locals could use the beach. And I personally don't like beach block parking. I think it's honky-tonk. I think it's a much classier city without all those cars in the beach. Like you go to Ventnor, it's just a mess. So I think you should think about it before you just rush to beach block parking. That's number one. Number two, as we all know, I'm the president of the Concerned Citizens Group, Margate Concerned Citizens Group, and we discussed at the last meeting, there was an article in the Current regarding moving the municipal election from May until November, okay? And it said when Sweeney was the acting governor in 2014, he made it so that all you need is an ordinance that is approved by 2 commissioners, and that would be, you don't need to be voted on. The ordinance would be sufficient. And I think it was Commissioner Lawler said that in Lawport, they thought they would save $10,000 by having the election moved from May. I'm trying to, your time is killing me here. From having it moved from May until November, it would save money, which is $10,000, and Margate would probably be more. Now, I've heard figures of $3,000 or what have you, but these are from the same people that said it would only cost $100,000 to fight the dudes, okay? So I really doubt those figures. So that would be a savings in money. And some of the other citizens, some of the members of the group said that because they're older, it's harder for them to get to the polls, and they would rather go just once rather than twice, because it's, it's an inconvenience for them. That's another reason. Also, they don't like, let me just finish, okay? Thank you.
Please.
Yeah.
I owe that to you.
Thank you. They don't like all these signs and everything. They're so ugly, and it's like why subject ourselves to looking at these signs twice a year when you only have to look at them once? So I just think, and there's a lot of other reasons too. You would get more people out. There would be a larger turnout of voters, and it would be more representative of the democracy to have all these people come out. So I think, and the group voted on this unanimously to support this, the change of election from May until November, okay? For a number of reasons. I just gave you 3 or 4. There's even more. And I think I would appreciate if the 2 commissioners that are here, who would be the 2 that would vote for this, would give this serious consideration, and because I think it's in the best interest of the city, and a lot of people in the city feel the same way. Thank you.
Thank you, Steve.
So I can expect Scott to draft an ordinance for the next meeting?
You can expect us to look at it.
I would expect you to look at it and consider it, and then put it into action. Put the thought into action.
Thank you.
To words into action. The will to power.
Steve, your 3 minutes are up.
Thank you.
Can I ask one question?
You certainly may.
Do you know why the elections for commission are in May instead of November?
Nonpartisan.
Well, okay, but so what?
Well,
No.
when the reformists in the early part of the 1900s
Okay.
pushed the Walsh Act, among them being Woodrow Wilson.
Who was a complete piece of crap, in my opinion, but go ahead.
Well, he did win World War
They were
I.
the first great socialist, but go ahead.
The idea was to keep partisan politics out. And
Okay.
and I'm not
Well, that's 100
advocating
years
the
ago.
other, but if you go to November, of course, then what happens is the local election gets tied up into the partisan elections, Republican, Democratic.
Possibly.
Well, maybe you think that's fine. I don't know.
I don't have a problem with that, and, that was 100 years ago, and, look at Woodrow Wilson's legacy, okay? You have the income tax, you have the Federal Reserve Act, you have us entering World War I, which was a crime, okay? The guy was, we're still living with the mistakes of Woodrow Wilson, okay?
He's rated as one of our best presidents.
Steve.
Not by me.
Steve,
Not by me.
if you remember about 8 years ago,
Yes.
the commission at that time looked at that and decided not to change date, but we'll look at it, okay? As you
This is
request.
2016, okay?
Okay.
How many, things do change, yes.
We're going to have a discussion.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you, Steve.
And I appreciate you, you want to talk about Woodrow Wilson, when we got an hour, I'll talk about Woodrow Wilson. One of the,
He doesn't live there anymore, Steve, so we'll move on.
we're still living through the mistakes of Woodrow Wilson.
Thank you, Steve. Steve, thank you. Is there any further public comment? Mrs. Cooperman? Dr. Cooperman? Anyone else?
I just wanted to give them, because they were here first.
No, come on, please. I don't know if they'll make comment.
Dr. Harry Cooperman, 26 North Adams, homeowner. This is my second visit to the committee. I would like to revisit 2 issues. The first issue was a ordinance to be enacted to prohibit truck traffic on North Adams Avenue due to safety and lifestyle considerations. I was wondering whether the committee has done any work on getting a formal ordinance for that, and what else can we as the homeowners do to help that process along? That was my first question to you folks.
Dr. Cooperman, since the last meeting that you and the residents from Adams attended, our chief did a traffic study with the digital computerized signs. He did a detailed report, which he gave us, and he gave a detailed report at that following meeting. He did find some interesting things in the traffic speeds that were determined by the residents to be in excess of 25 miles an hour. I think there was less than 1% of the, 1,200 cars traveled there? It was like 1,200 cars on an average traveled there. Less than 1% went over the speed limit. Most of the cars were in the 15 to 21 mile per hour range. So he made I think he made recommendations, and he was here earlier at our 4 o'clock meeting, but he had a family issue to attend to. He would be better to answer that question.
Correct.
I believe he doesn't believe that we should have an ordinance restricting truck traffic based on the fact that that was the only way the trucks could go and service certain places. So I don't have the answer for you, but I think a discussion with the chief would be beneficial for you.
Dr. Cooperman, he did make a report to us, and Commissioner Amadeo is absolutely correct. I think you should be in contact with him as soon as you possibly can, and I'm sure he'll bring you in and go over the report with you. Okay?
I've left my contact information. Perhaps you could forward that report to me by email, and I would have a chance to review it.
Okay.
She has it, yeah.
And what can we do as residents to override that, as to help the process along, so that we can get some resolution? I haven't seen the specific report.
Well,
but I would
why don't we
definitely-
do this? Why don't you get the report, review it, and then we'll talk. Okay?
Because on the surface, it seems totally unsatisfactory. One has nothing to do with the other. The speed has nothing to do with the traffic. So I'm going to take
That's true.
another 3 minutes, and my second issue, because of the,
Because you're so nice, I can do that.
and I'm going to, I'll ask my wife, Dr. Cooperman, also to address the second issue we have, so that we don't take up too much time from the committee.
Thank you, Dr. Cooperman.
The second issue was what...
Would you state your name for the record,
Oh, I'm
please?
sorry. Dr. Nanette Cooperman, 26 North Adams Avenue. What can we do so that our block is not the parking lot for the employees of the Three Johnnies restaurants? Because we have a constant turnover of cars, first in the morning for the lunch shift, then at 4 o'clock they switch for the dinner shift, and we can't park on our own block because the employees are all parking on our block. I understand it's public parking, but it's gotten to the point of ludicrous. And now, he must have told them they're not allowed to smoke around the restaurants, because now we have the bartenders, the waiters, and the waitresses going to their cars and smoking cigarettes, flicking the butts in the street around our houses, then going back to work. So I can only assume, I don't know for sure, that he's told them that they're not allowed to do that around the restaurants, and of course, they're not allowed to smoke in the restaurants. So they go back to their cars. And now we have a street full of cigarette butts. Fortunately, this week they cleaned the streets. Last week they didn't clean our streets. So I've just sort of been cleaning it up myself. I'm almost to the point now where I'm going to put an ashtray outside, because there's butts, there's cigarette boxes, there's cigarette wrappers, because we're a parking lot. And is there any way that we can have him designate some spots in the area where he knocked down the building and let some of the employees park up there, or if they can park around the restaurant? I know he saves everything for his customers, but then it impacts us as residents of Margate. So it's a hardship, you know? So I don't know what you can do to help us, but anything you can.
When you're finished?
I'm done. I'm
Okay.
done.
That's a tough one, you understand that. And I think when you speak, whenever it is you speak to the police chief, I think you should discuss also not only the speeding, but the parking and all that. A parking spot is open to anybody, and no one could be more sympathetic to you than I am. I really am. Maybe perhaps if he gives us his blessing and all that, we can talk to the restaurants around there, and I have no idea at this point what we, ask them to move their employee car somewhere else. I don't know where that would be, but we certainly could try that. I mean, I don't know.
So
Can I
respond to you about that?
Sure.
Because I have tried. I went up to the restaurants because they were parking on our streets on Tuesdays when we were trying to get the streets cleaned, and Johnny wouldn't talk to me. And some of the people who work there told me that they don't care that it says no parking. They don't care that we don't want them to park there. Johnny tells them to park there, and if they get a ticket, he said he'll take care of it.
Have they been ticketing the cars?
Not this summer.
Well,
No, that was in the
is
past.
Is your street posted, no parking on Tuesdays?
Tuesdays, yeah.
Yeah, it's posted, but they haven't been ticketed this year at all.
Well, we can take care of that.
All right, yeah.
Well, I did speak to the police about
Okay.
that. I
That's-
did go to the police.
That's an easy one. I'll get you Commissioner Amadeo to take care of that.
Yeah,
Well,
but
I'll talk to the chief in the morning and see if we can put one of our special law enforcement officers there and let him, on, especially on Tuesdays, but also monitor the littering, because they can be fined for littering if they're,
littering, I mean, it's out of hand, and glass, too.
okay, I'll take care of that.
Yeah.
That we can do, yeah. And we get the streets clean.
But he tells them to park on our street. I mean, it's just, it's making it impossible to live there.
Did we get that directly from Johnny, or did that come from the
The
people?
employees, I said to them, is there a reason that you park on our street? Is it just because it's more convenient? And he says, no, Johnny tells us, go to Adams Avenue, there's all the parking in the world in there. And when I tried to talk to Johnny, he wouldn't come out. He's busy, I got.
Okay.
So it's intensified this year with the addition of Tipsy Taco, or whatever it's called, the tequila, I don't, and I know it's the employees because they all wear the T-shirts.
Okay.
So-
We'll try and help you on that. I'll speak to Johnny personally, okay? And my pleasure.
That would help.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any other public comment? Motion to close public comment.
I'll make a motion to close public comment.
Second.
Mayor Becker?
Yes.
Commissioner Amadeo?
Yes.
We will now go to public comment on resolutions only, I would imagine. Is there any public comment? Is there a motion to close public comment?
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Mayor Becker?
Yes.
Commissioner Amadeo?
Yes.
We will, Johanna?
Okay, I've been notified that ordinance number 19-2019 is going to be pulled from tonight's agenda. Is that agreed upon?
That is correct.
Okay, so may I
Yes.
have a motion for the introduction of ordinance number 18-2016?
I'll move that motion.
Second.
Mayor Becker?
Yes.
Commissioner Amadeo?
Yes.
May I have a motion for Resolution 151, 2016, bill payment and claims?
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Mayor Becker?
Yes.
Commissioner Amadeo?
Yes.
A motion for Resolution number 152, 2016, authorizing tax lien refund.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Mayor Becker?
Yes.
Commissioner Amadeo?
Yes.
May I have a motion for Resolution number 153-2016, honoring Margate City Beach Patrol competitors?
Yes, I would like to make that motion and also make a comment that the mayor is going to join me on Saturday morning at 9:30 to present the resolutions to the individual competitors that represented the city and the Margate City Beach Patrol for the lifeguard competitions for the 2016 season. We had a remarkable season, winning every doubles competition that our teams entered in, which I believe were 7 races, and 6 of those 7 races, our singles rower won 6 of those races. We also won the team titles in 5 races this summer. So it's been an extremely beneficial summer for our competitors, and the honor of honoring them is well-deserved, and I look forward to Saturday morning. We're officially passing the resolution tonight. I didn't want anybody leaving the beach before 6 o'clock because they're paid till 6, so that's why we're doing it on Saturday morning. Thank you.
After that, I'll second that motion.
Mayor Becker?
Yes.
Commissioner Amadeo?
Yes.
A motion for Resolution 154, 2016.
I'll move 154.
Second.
Mayor Becker?
Yes.
Commissioner Amadeo?
Yes.
A motion for Resolution 155, 2016.
So moved.
Second.
Mayor Becker?
Yes.
Commissioner Amadeo?
Yes.
Motion for Resolution 156, 2016.
So moved.
Second.
Mayor Becker?
Yes.
Commissioner Amadeo?
Yes.
Motion for Resolution 157, 2016.
So moved.
Second.
Mayor Becker?
Yes.
Commissioner Amadeo?
Yes.
A motion for Resolution 158, 2016.
I'll move that with pleasure.
Second with pleasure.
Mayor Becker?
Yes.
Commissioner Amadeo?
Yes.
Motion for Resolution 159,
So
2016.
moved.
Second.
Mayor Becker?
Yes.
Commissioner Amadeo?
Yes.
A motion for Resolution Number 160, 2016.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Mayor Becker?
Yes.
Commissioner Amadeo?
Yes.
A motion for Resolution 161, 2016.
Make that motion.
I'll second that.
Mayor Becker?
Yes.
Commissioner Amadeo?
Yes.
Being there is no further business, is a motion to adjourn this meeting.
I will make that motion.
I will second that motion.
Mayor Becker?
Yes.
Commissioner Amadeo?
Yes.